Alright, what's going on YouTube? Today we're here in the menagerie. We're here in the menagerie because I'm going to be showing you something. Just a little something that I work on with my guild every 2 or 3 days. Now, what I'm about to show you is the culmination of about 2 to 3 hours worth of farming, bare minimum work, hardly any currency spent, and it's paid out pretty well. So first we're going to start with imprints. I've used a lot of my imprints, I only have 2. I started with about 15 or 16. We will go into split beasts next. I currently own 7. Again, this is 2 hours. I had a Feral's Den, but I used it. We go to Sakwa's Roosts. We see 7 of these as well. Go to the crab. Well, I just don't run the crab, so I have a lot of them. And Venomous Layer. I ran about 10, but I still have a bunch. So what I'm showing you is basically my results on running beast rotations. I call them beast rotations, but in reality the only thing that's really rotating is who I give the watchstones to and who's going to run them in their hideout next. So basically, let's get to the watchstones. Back to my hideout. So the watchstones I use are 4 of these here, the naturally lucky. I don't use the tier 1 because I had a tier 1 set, or at least 2 or 3 tier 1s, and before I had the tier 1 set I had the tier 2 set, and when I switched to the tier 1 set for about 30 or 40 odd maps, it didn't really seem like it helped any more or less, just kind of stayed the same. However, I did notice a difference between having 4 of these and having 3 or 2 of these. I don't know if that's confirmation bias, but that's my personal, what I experienced. But again, there's 4 naturally lucky titanium lyra arthane watchstones. After that, we actually go into the tree and we take Animal Companion. Animal Companion says you get an additional chance to get an Einar mission on completion. So this is an additional mission, meaning if you get an Atlas mission, you can also get an Einar mission. That's why I take it. Then beasts are more likely to be less common varieties. This is not a set percent, but it's kind of understood to be about 10 or 15 or something odd percent, I think. I'm not too sure. I haven't done too much research in it. And the rest of them, I just took these for blueprints and the occasional breaches. Those don't really matter. All we're doing here is the beast stuff. So now that you've seen the watchstones, 4 naturally lucky tier 2s, and we also have the middle of our Atlas spec'd with Secrets of Stones for 25% increased effect of watchstone modifiers. So that means it's 25% increased effect of all of these, meaning I have well over 150, 160% increased chance to get the rare of 2, the less common of 2 variety beasts. I would recommend you do something like this, but I have seen people do something like take one out and then maybe use the double one. In my experience, the double one, it procs, but when it does proc, it usually copies something you don't really need or something that's kind of useless. Whereas these, I feel like they kind of guarantee you to get a good beast every single time you do it. Now, because we are doing beast rotations as a guild, we have a kind of steady supply of what we're doing on lures. We take and we get all of our items, and this is my guild stash, ignore the mess. We take all of our beast items and put them in here, and then whoever gets the lure craft, they just pop the item in their harvest and pop the lure back in here. And then we host beast rotations every couple of days, so everyone has an opportunity to get these beasts. You don't have to do them with people if you don't want to. It works just fine by itself, but just keep in mind, the more people that get it, the more money that you're pulling in. If you can find a friend or 2 that is willing to hook it up with some beasts, some beasts are willing to maybe throw you a little bit of chaos for helping them out to get some beasts, go for it. Anyway, without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. This is the first episode in my series. I'm going to be talking about pretty much everything that you can do in the Atlas, at least everything I enjoy doing in the Atlas. And yeah, have a good one, guys.